selling your home for cash or listing your home with a realtor. In this video, we're gonna dive into, is it really always the best option to just sell your home for cash and accept a cash offer? Or is it better to hire a realtor and go into the open market and see what it presents you? We're gonna go over all this, and by the end of this video, you'll have a great understanding of what's best for you and your situation. Buying a home all cash. So what does that really mean? What it means typically is the person that's coming to you on your house has all of the money liquid already in a bank or in another institution, and simply they bring the cash to the table, transfer it over to your escrow account, the deal closes smooth and simple. The other option that usually happens is people get what's called a loan, which means there's financing involved, there's longer periods of time, and you have the whole loan approval process. A key thing to remember versus buying with cash or buying with the home loan is if you're selling your home and you're open to financing, you're opening yourself up to a larger pool of buyers potentially for your property, which means possibly bidding the price up and more money for you. So the first thing to think about between these two options is speed. And I mean the need for speed. Just kidding. I'm talking about speed of closing on the transaction. So with cash deals, a lot of people will come to you with cash and say, I can close in 5 days with no contingencies, no approval, nothing, no appraisal. But a lot of cash deals close typically between 7 and 12 days, and it is pretty efficient. A loan, on the other hand, the best lenders will close your loan start to finish in 14 days. A lot of them close in 21, or traditional is 30 days. So the easiest way to look at it is this. If you're looking at a cash deal, it's kind of like going to a drive-through. You drive right through, you pay your cash, get your food, you're done. That's selling your house. As opposed to getting a loan, that's like going to a nice sit-down, maybe 4-star restaurant, hopefully if the lender's good, and you enjoy the process and the service, and in the end, you get the product. So next, you kind of have to look at certainty and risk. So with cash, there's a lot less moving components to the deal, which makes it a lot easier, as opposed to comparing it to getting a home loan. A home loan has a lot of additional hurdles that you're gonna have to jump through that increase risk factor and increase time. With most traditional sales, 1 out of 5 deals that get a home loan, they fall out. You don't wanna be in that part of the one because you did home financing as opposed to the certainty of cash. Next, let's take a look at money in your pocket, because that's what people are ultimately concerned with. So there's a big trade-off. When you're selling your home for cash, it never went onto the market, and many people who want to buy with cash, they're going to ask for a minimum 5 to 10 to 15% off that purchase price, which is money you directly lost. Why? Because you didn't open it up to the free market. Now, the next thing people like to compare it to is go, well, if I hire a realtor, I got to pay 5 to 6% in commission charges. That's true, especially for a good realtor because they're worth the money. But when you go with a realtor, your property is now opened up to much more buyers, which allows them to bid the property up, which brings in competition and gives you more money in the end for your property in most of the cases, as opposed to the discount that the cash buyers will ask for when you sell your property strictly for cash. Cash brings in speed. You're not doing any repairs when you sell your house for cash. There's no contingencies, no appraisals, nothing else. The person's strictly paying cash. As opposed to, if you sell with a realtor, yes, there's gonna be more paperwork involved. There's going to be a longer time frame, but once again, just to drive the point home, your home will get much more exposure to the open market and a lot more buyers, which has a lot more potential to bring in a higher price for your house. The bottom line is this: selling with cash is a great option if you want to sell your home with a lot of speed, a lot of certainty, as is, and not deal with the open market. But if you look at the other side, if you want to sell with a realtor, yes, more paperwork, more time, more exposure to the open market, and in my opinion, you will get more money for your house by selling with a realtor. And if it's worth it for you to wait a little bit longer to get more cash, that's up to you to make that decision. If this is a property that maybe you just inherited, or maybe it was just given to you, and maybe you needed money fast, or what's more common is the property has all sorts of repairs needed, all sorts of problems, all sorts of issues. In that case, selling it for all cash is a much better option and is going to lessen your headache greatly.